What's the deal, man? It's your boy back with another one. So today I want to talk about not giving a fuck, man, or not caring. Excuse my French, but um, when it comes to that, I see a lot of people have problems with that. Like I don't know, social anxiety, shit like that, and worry about what other people got and what you don't got. Stop worrying about what other people got and you don't got, and stop worrying about hurting people's feelings and stuff like that. I know it sounds kind of narcissistic and stuff like that, but this will give you, you know what I'm saying, tools you need to overcome certain obstacles when because a lot of people care about other people think of them. And I used to be one of those people, you know what I'm saying? It's been a long time coming now, but I'm master the art of just being me. And, if somebody's staring at me, I can stare back just like they can. And don't really take it to heart. They could just be admiring what they see, whether it's a male or female. They could be admiring your body, the way you carry yourself, the way you talk, the way you dress, you know what I'm saying, whatever. You feel me? I be getting a lot of compliments on my hair and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I was for instance, I was in Walmart. There's a dude, he kept looking at me. I'm like, bro, like I'm thinking in the back of my head, right? So kind of like, what he's staring at, like, what is he looking at specifically? And then I'm going around, came back around with my little brother, cause he was in there, grabbing some stuff. It's gonna be Christmas, so he was grabbing some like little Christmas wear or whatever. And he had approached me and he was like, "Hey, bro," like, "What's up?" He was like, "Hey, I really like your locks." You know what I'm saying? I was like, "I appreciate you." You know what I'm saying? You see how somebody else could have been insecure or got mad and like, you know what I'm saying, doing stuff like that. Like all that stuff really unnecessary. Like if you really think about it, like, hey, you don't know why they looking at you. Like it could be something on your face. Hope the guy ain't nothing on your face. But I'm just saying, like, you just never know what people looking at. And stop caring about what other people think about you and like their opinions of you. Like to a degree, it's cool like to care to an extent, but to an extent it could be detrimental to your mental. Like, you know what I'm saying? You could we already insecure and have flaws as human beings, right? We human. That's to be known. But the thing is, um, that goes without saying. And when it goes without saying, you could a lot of times forget that. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not really thinking about that on the regular. You don't really. Sometimes you can know, you could be smart, but you don't really implement it. You know what I'm saying? You don't really use your intellect in certain situations because you in your own head. When we're walking around, we in our own head. You know what I'm saying? The rise of social media and all that other stuff. So people nowadays care about likes and follow and stuff like that. You can't care about that stuff when you genuinely just being a genuine person and you figuring out who you are as a person. All that stuff really don't matter. You see what I'm saying? What matters is your personal growth and development. That's what's more of you know that's what's more key when it comes to you as a person. You see what I'm saying? That should be at the mantle of everything. You know what I'm saying? Other people, naysayers and stuff like that, just leave them over there where they at. If they speaking about me, what comes to mind with me is I must be doing something right, or I'm doing something that they can't do themselves. A lot of people, I'm not gonna lie, coming up as a shorty, um, I didn't know my full potential yet, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to certain things, but it would be certain people who kind of hit the wall and stuff like that, trying to, how people like come around you a young cat where they always want to give you some game, give you some wisdom. Sometimes I just be like, man, I be thinking like, man, just shut the fuck up, man. Like, just shut the hell up. Like, I ain't trying to hear that shit, man. Knock it off. You feel me? Like, I get that shit enough from my dukes, my pops, my grandpops, like my grandma and all that stuff. Like, not to bash them and like that. I appreciate them for their wisdom, stuff like that. But like, it be other people sometimes where how it could be somebody like, man, you hit rock bottom. You ain't do nothing you said you was gonna do. All that stuff you talk about, you brag about. Man, I had this, had that. You had. You don't have. You see what I'm saying? And they'll push on to you like, you should do this, do that, do that. Hey, how can you tell me what to do when you ain't implement none of the stuff you should have did when your time was up? Now it's my time. You see that I got the mental capacity and the fortitude to pull off all this great stuff and amazing stuff. Now you want to live through me, and nah, I'm not doing that. But you know why? Because I don't care about what you got going on. I care about me and what I got for me and mine. You see what I'm saying? That comes first. And And it's always a lot of people that say, hey, like for instance, right, I really don't care for kids. Not saying that it's kids around me. Like, I got little brothers and sisters. I got a lot of them. It's a lot of us. You know what I'm saying? I'm my oldest out of all my siblings. You see what I'm saying? And I try to be a good example, the best I can be, and I try to be the best I can be. But anyway, point being, right, to make a long story short, I don't want kids of my own. Like, I'm cool with kids. I got a little, like I said, I got a little simple stuff like that. I care for them, carry them, this third, like they my kids. You see what I'm saying? But I just don't see me being a father. Like, everybody like, oh, you should be this, you should do that. And my uncles and them try to, like, man, you gonna have kids, you should have kids. My mom's the same way, my dukes too. And while I understand what they saying, but my point of view, my opinion is, I feel like a lot of people, not speaking about nobody specifically, but a lot of people in general, they try to push onto you how they live their life. The choices, the bad choices they made since third or whatever the choices they made. Not saying kids are bad, nothing like that, but they'll try to push onto you like, yeah, you gonna have kids, or you need to get married, this and third. I don't need to do anything if that's not in my plan or what God got planned for me. Then it's just he say, she say. It go in one and out the other. You feel me? Like, I'm not trying to hear none of that, because I got in my head, I know what kind of life I want to have, and I love my free leisure. You know what I'm saying? I love my free leisure. I like keeping my money in my pocket. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. I'm not supposed to be signing up for stuff that's going to be detriment to my spirit and my mentality. You see what I'm saying? I was talking about today in the shop with my bros and my god uncle and stuff like that, and they respect me. When I go there, I like to go places where I'm not tolerated, but I'm celebrated. You see what I'm saying? And when I go up in there, man, they always commend me like, man, you young, you hungry, you got this going on. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Body game, mental, spirit, everything, man. Like, you embody everything that I had and I should have had, and I should still have to this day. But life hit me, you know what I'm saying? I was just doing everything. I thought I knew what I was in third. Man, you ain't like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, you steps ahead of the game, and they try to push me where I want to go, and I appreciate them. That's why I go back and get that praise and that wisdom and that game from them. They can talk my ear off all day long, because you know what I'm saying, I'm taking it in, because they know, and they ain't talking out their ass like everybody else. They've been through everything that I've seen my parents go through. They done did it over 1 billion times, and so that's why I take it in, because it helps me grow. It helps my personal growth. It's not detriment to me. It's helping me. So when it comes to that, I do care about their opinion and their insight. Some things, sure, I might not agree with, granted, because everybody has their own, way of thinking and way of doing things. But for the most part, end all be all, they got my best interest. And, and anybody else who not speaking that same ism they speaking, I kind of step to the side, or I put them in their place. Like, I had to put in one of my family, like, hey, you need to have kids. Hey, I don't need to have nothing. You know what I'm saying? So that's where some things people tell me I don't care about. Not to be an asshole, but this is my life. I gotta live my life for me, and you should do the same thing, man. So just stop caring what other people think. Man, you just have to have a give a fuck mentality. And if you don't really have that mentality, you can build it. And this is how you do it. You know what I'm saying? All you gotta do and just tell yourself, I don't give a fuck. And when you feel like you about to give a fuck, you just kill it right there, man. I don't care about that. And eventually, you keep believing it, having conviction when you say it. Man, when I tell you, that's gonna work magic for you, and then it's gonna just be like clockwork. It's gonna just be like that, just straight like that. And you ain't gonna even think about it, baby. Your mind just gonna do it straight off bat. You see what I'm saying? So that's how you stop giving a fuck. You just, hey, what I eat, what you eat don't make me shit. Straight like that. Is if my lights get cut off tomorrow, are they gonna bat an eye, or are they gonna keep your lights on? Hell no. 9 times out of 10 they not. You know what I'm saying? So why do you really care? And where them people at right now? Do they hang with you? Do they invite you out? Do they make sure you good? You make sure you straight? Sometimes we be thinking about other people, and they don't even be thinking about us. We be caring about social validation and stuff like that, like people peer pressure us, because it all boils down to your mentality and you caring so much. You stop caring so much about this, about that. Like, people put other people up here when they don't need to. You need to put God and yourself on this plateau up here and have everybody else down here. You see what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong. Like, yeah, like I said, to a certain extent, value other people's opinion and always be open minded. But that don't mean you have to listen to them. That don't mean you have to let them influence you. Don't let people peer pressure you. Me, I'm still getting this under control to where when people try to like peer pressure me after I told them no the first time, sometimes my heart rate just start going up because I'm starting to get pissed because I have to look them in the eye, and now I got it down right for the most part. Now I look at them like, hey bro, like nah, I'm good off that. I'm not doing that. It's a no for me, a firm no. You know what I'm saying? I say it firmly the first time. So usually now, for the past couple years, like I'll just hey nah, I ain't doing that. Straight like that, and then it shut it all down. But you do have some people who don't give a fuck, just like you try not to give a fuck, or you don't give a fuck. You have some people that be like, man, I ain't, man, bump that noise, bro. Like, hey, you need to do this. All you gotta do is tell them again, nah, bro, I ain't doing that. You see what I'm saying? Be like, you know what I'm saying? And some people might try to push it. Sometimes it might result to, confrontation or whatever, because maybe he feeling type of way or whatever. But hey, you gotta stand on your 10 toes. You see what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Whether you're a man or a woman, you can't let people peer pressure you and shit like that. You just have to have a don't give a fuck mentality. You know what I'm saying? Give a fuck level gotta be, pretty high. You see what I'm saying? But that's just what it is, man. Peace out.